second, and then people are going to know what's up. And hey, everybody,
Hey,
we are
folks,
live.
how are you?
We are live. Thanks for joining us. This is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars, and with me, as always, on my right, your left, is Chris.
That's me.
He's you know what? And I say with me as always because it's that Wayne's World thing. But every so often you're not here, and that's okay. Because
Yeah.
I can jaw jack for an hour just by myself. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have Mrs. Texas Toast working the boards and taking your questions as she sees fit. She's going to miss some of them. She's going to get some of them. And that's just kind of the way it is. Right, love?
Whatever.
Whatever, you buttholes. We've got Lance and Grace are in the studio with us today. That you never know. They might make an appearance, and who knows? It's going to be fun. So, we actually have some topics for today, but there's a bunch of cool stuff that is brand new going on that we can actually talk about. You should have done this a long time ago. Are you?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I know, but this is one of those things where I like to bounce things off you that we should talk about because
Okay, yeah,
let's
do it. I'm listening. I'm 100%.
Okay, are you solid now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I need to adjust. Go ahead and vamp for a while I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as of Friday, Texas Toast Guitars is a full-time guitar building, guitar service, guitar repair, guitar modification, and guitar restoration shop all in one. Colorado's one-stop shop for everything guitar building, maintaining, restoration, repair, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a kind of a cool thing. It's a little spooky to go, to be that. There's no day job. There's no support structure. It's just this.
No support structure at all.
That's not exactly true. There's no, come on, really? Has it got to be like that? You got to do me like that? Then she does me like that.
Those are your words.
Everybody knows what I mean. Mrs. Texas Toast still has a day job. I think she's going to pay the cable bill. And no, come on. She's going to pay way more than that. I need toilet paper.
I need to pick up some more shifts.
So anyway, we will be here. One of the things that I absolutely, positively have on my list of stuff to do is fix the, in addition to working, fix up the website and modify the website and update the website, which we've done a little bit of, is fix the fucking phone to the shop. The shop phone goes to like this weird
it's not the regular voicemail that's set up through the phone company. What it is that we have those cordless phones.
Oh, is that what it is?
And there's a little answering machine built into the
so I think if you call
that picks it up before it goes to the other voicemail.
Okay, well, so that one on my list of stuff to do is to sort out the whole voicemail for the shop. So
but I still need to change that other voicemail because the one says you had your fingers super glued together.
I may still have my fingers super glued together. In other very, very exciting news, because we're a full-time shop, it just so happened to work out perfectly that we will be not only attending, but exhibiting for the first time at the 2019 Summer NAMM Show in Nashville. Chris is going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Looking forward to it, too.
I am, too.
For many reasons.
What's one of the things that you think is going to be cool about the Summer NAMM Show?
I'm looking forward to the chicken.
They make great fried chicken.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to. I've never been to Nashville. That's something I've always wanted to do. And I'm hoping that we get to do some of the Nashville things.
I think since we're driving there, and what's time to a hog, right? I mean, we can do whatever, pretty much whatever we want.
Yeah, but I'm also looking forward to. I've done a gazillion trade shows in various industries, but I've never really exhibited, which I think will be fun and exciting and new and different.
Back in the old days when I worked at Soldier of Fortune magazine, we had exhibits at the NRA show and the SHOT Show and stuff, and that was dealing with the great unwashed. And I would imagine that the NAMM Show is going to be a lot like that. We should have candy. We're right by the bathroom. We don't have the worst booth at the NAMM Show, but you can see it from there. This is going to play right into somebody asked if I had a dude crush on Brian Nutter, and I'm like, yeah. So we're a few booths away from Brian Nutter, and so hopefully we'll get some video of us at the NAMM Show. As a matter of fact, we've got a GoFundMe campaign to help us get to Nashville and help us pay for gas and help us pay for somewhere to stay. So there'll be more information coming on that. And if you guys want to contribute to that, that would be very, very cool. If you want to,
super cool.
If you can't wait until the GoFundMe thing goes live in a few days, you can always send stuff to PayPal. Send me an email and I can get you guys the information to do that. And any of that stuff would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And in return, we will have some live stuff and some recorded stuff. We'll have a bunch of stuff from the Summer NAMM show. So I think that'll be really cool.
You know who I feel sorry for?
Everybody who's not us.
No, the 5 booths between our booth and Brian Nutter's
I know
booth,
it's
because
Is it close enough to have like a lightsaber sword fight?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
Like
if you look at the plot,
Mm-mm.
it's just going to be
whoever is in between
the Brian
Nutter
and Matt show, and there's going to be a bunch of people in the middle going, what the hell happened? I have this booth and there's these two whacks at either end. Yeah, a bunch of people passing by going to the bathroom, but nobody's stopping at my booth.
Yeah.
So
and there's glitter and strippers everywhere. All right, maybe not everywhere, but lots of places. So if you guys are going to be in Nashville in July, you should make plans to check us out at the NAMM show. And we'll have lots more on that coming up in the future and lots more videos coming up too. In other very, very exciting news, get a load of this. Oh, geez, look at that color. It's so cool.
Yeah, it does look a lot lighter on the screen than it does in real life.
This is a metallic. What is it? Like a
it's
metallic?
Like a penny. It's like a metallic
copper. Yeah.
Copper, yeah.
It's crazy cool. And this is one of our we're calling these the toast rights. And this is as you can tell.
A little better.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Well, it shows the color a little better.
Without a big shiny spot.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
It's weird what light does to things.
This is going to be getting Pure Juice humbuckers and one of our bridges that we had custom made. And
Scary Cherry wants that.
Oh, he's already got a really cool one. This has one of our necks on it though. It doesn't have a Mosrite neck. Show the can you get the in the old doodad there? Yeah, so it's got a Texas toast neck. And when I say it's got a Texas toast neck, I don't just mean the headstock. I mean it's beefy. It's got a fairly substantial neck on it. So there's like so much light reflecting up. It's so weird.
It's not made of white paper.
You guys look pretty washed out too, actually.
Yeah, well, because there's something about like how much light this thing reflects when it's like it catches the
So it's radiant. That
there
looks
we go.
good
That's
right
better.
there.
The studio lights. It really, it's like
it's still a lot lighter, but it looks a lot better.
Well, and it's got a lot of metallic and it's got a little pearl in it.
It's crazy cool paint.
It looks good there, but it looks even better in person.
If Cheddar Kung Pao is joining us, this is the same paint that we painted his double cut with, and it's awesome.
Yep.
Is there anything other?
Well, there's so much stuff going on, and I'm having a hard time keeping up. Actually,
well, hold on though, because I think we're trying to bring everyone up to speed with what awesome shit's going. Is there any other awesome shit going on? How many days do you think you're going to be? Because I'm going to be out here every day.
I'll try and come over a couple days a week.
Cool. Okay. All right. Right on. What we've got Vince Knuckles Flying V that just got paint today, and it looks
that was cool.
Boss. So you'll see more pictures of that. There's going to be a bunch of new challengers. Let's talk about what we're going to take to the NAMM show, and we don't really know yet. We're going to take however many of the best things we got.
3 pairs of underwear and 3 pairs of socks.
If that, I'm just going to take a credit card and just buy all new stuff. Yeah. It's cutoff season here in the shop, and I'm looking good in the Daisy Dukes too, y'all. You don't know it, but it's true.
Except Chris is kind of wearing cargo shorts.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't say that I was wearing
it, but it is
count.
cutoff season. He's not actually. Yeah,
I don't know that I will play that.
So we've got a bunch of new challengers that we're going to be bringing. Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. Jeff LaQuatra, who is the guitar director at University of what is it?
It's a Colorado State University.
Colorado State University.
Go
That's
Rams.
Right. Go Rams. He's going to be there, and he's going to be at the NAMM show. He's going to help us out and look cool. And he's one of those dudes who can pretty much play anything. Like the second you meet him, you're like, oh, that's a cool guy. And then you hear him play and you're like, fuck you, man. You're cool. And you're better than me. And I hate you. But yeah, so he's one of those guys who can just play anything.
We hate him so much.
Hate him so much, jerk. No, we love Jeff, and he's going to be there. So he's going to be, and I think maybe Bart and Jen might be joining it. We'll see. Bart's another one of those guys who's like an awesome guitar player, and like fuck you, Bart.
Shred for
So, and we should have a live. Maybe we can have another live meet and greet. Live. We could have another meet and greet in Nashville.
As opposed to your wake.
Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. All right.
Oh wow, that was a long time.
It took me a while. Yeah, I've been huffing a lot of paint today. I really haven't.
No,
you know what it is? I'm so like burned out from doing frets for the last 2 days. I'm like, I need to do something different. I need to use my beloved pin router. So that's 10 minutes about what's been going on in the shop, and it's all really great stuff. I posted some stuff on Facebook, and people are like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry that you don't have your job anymore." And I'm like, don't be sorry. This is all good shit. You know, I mean, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but freedom to do whatever you want comes with a lot of work. And so anyway, for all the people who are bummed out that don't have a day job anymore, don't be. Who knows? I might get another day job one day, but for right now, we're in the guitar business full time. So Mrs. Texas Toast looks like she has a lot of good stuff to say.
Well, this one's really sparking my interest.
Okay.
Do you know who Hypoid Sound is?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay, because
not by that name, no.
So it says, "Hey, Chris, Matt, and Mrs. Texas Toast. Nice to see you doing something after our fun Friday. Did Friday Night Carrie come out? And I just don't even remember.
I don't think so.
We didn't do anything Friday, did we?
I think we ate pizza.
Yeah, that thick bread.
Yeah, and I think I went to bed at like 8:30 or 9, possibly.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I lose some time there.
I don't. Please give me some more details about Fun Friday Night. Because you got me.
So Scary Jerry wants to know how the piece of crap Jackson is.
Oh, that is craptastic.
Are you gonna bust it out or no?
I don't know. Scary Harry Jerry Cherry has already knows what it looks like. He sent us we've discovered, my friend, that is a counterfeit Jackson. So it might be a Jacksum or a Jackson SUN. We haven't decided yet, but it is absolute. We have attempted to tune it up, and we failed every time. So I don't know what
we've had two of our best men on it.
We've got top men on
top men.
What are their names?
Top men.
Top men.
So he says it's a poopsicle.
It sure looks cool from 20 feet away, but it is absolutely craptastic. And I think that's
good
why
coming out of the box.
Yeah, I think that's why
with bubble wrap all over it. Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen with that, but stay tuned. You might.
He said he thought it was a block of Coke, maybe.
It would be worth a lot more.
And he knows because he lives in Lima, Peru.
Peru. That's right.
Coke.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Peruvian marching powder. Yeah. So anyway, Mrs. Texas Toast looked like there. She said there was a bunch of stuff happening.
I totally kind of got lost in it because
everybody who's watching. Sorry if we don't get to your question. Or I want to say hello to everybody who's here, but we don't know what's scrolling, and it's scrolling pretty fast on Mrs. Texas Toast Ends. And as everybody knows who watches this or knows me, I won't shut the fuck up. So it's just going to be blah, 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 blah. Matt talking.
I even have two different streams of comments going. And he still just keeps rambling on and on.
Who, me or Gary?
You.
Oh, yeah.
Good God. Well, PJ Wright says that he's going to be there as well. I'm assuming that was way back when you were talking about Nashville. Because
that makes sense. Okay.
Wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, you should come by and see us, man.
Mm-hmm. We're right next to the bathroom.
We're right. Yeah, you're going to have to take a dump anyway.
Well, drink a lot of coffee, drink a lot of water, and then look for the bathroom, and there we are.
Yep.
Look for the bathroom.
What else we got?
Everyone's going to be passing your booth, though. That's excellent exposure.
I think it's not the only bathroom in the joint, unfortunately.
It's second to the entrance, basically.
Possibly. I mean, there's a good chance that they have to go use the restroom at some point.
Like I say, it's not going to be Nam Show hell, but it's a local call. What else you got?
Oh, so we have clarification on the Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Friday Night Carrie did not make an appearance.
I know Friday.
It was just because freedom, your sweet freedom.
Oh, that's right, because that was Friday. Yeah,
it seems like ancient history already. Isn't that weird?
It does, and everyone was like, "Oh, Matt's gonna probably tie one on Friday." No, I only drink on Saturday and Sunday, and 5 o'clock comes real early in the morning, and that's when I get up. So
Leo Ahern asked an excellent question.
I know Leo
Do you?
from my bike days.
I'm
yes.
sure you do, because he
Mhm.
asked, "Are you road tripping in the gold Buick in the deuce and a quarter
Oh,
I have not done any road
If
trips this year, but I
you'll
have
hook it,
done
you
several
should.
road trips in
to
the Deuce.
Nebraska, right?
Well, I've done that. I've driven to California. I've
Oh,
driven
that's right.
to
we're not going
Vegas.
to do.
Vegas.
Are we going to go in the Deuce and a
Oh
You
no, we are
should.
not.
I was going to say, I
yeah,
don't
we
think
are
we're
not
gonna
road
do that.
tripping in the
But it's
Deuce.
so sexy.
Oh, and we could totally pull it off. And it's
There are no plans to go in the Deuce and a quarter.
no, none. But we
But
could do
we
it if we
could.
wanted to do it. Yeah, it would do it.
Yeah.
And in style. But we're not
But we're
going to do
not.
that, Leo.
Okay.
But thank you. Maybe we could borrow a go-kart. Leo's a big go-kart guy.
Ooh, I like go-karts.
Yeah.
And PJ said he will totally stop by.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, and then we're going to go get beers, well, we're gonna go get beers. Yeah, I'm gonna suspend my I only drink Saturday and Sunday thing for the NAMM show, just like I always do every year. So, are we clear to
Well,
begin
I
conversation?
actually have a question on topic.
Let's go. Okay, good.
Brad Coley wants to know: do y'all know of any diamond fret files cheaper than Stu Macs?
Okay, that's a great question, Brad, and we are going to get to all that. But let's go ahead and set up what we want to talk about today, which is we're going to talk about some of our favorite guitar building hand tools. So we're going to talk about fret files. We're going to talk about some of our favorite tools, and a lot of them are going to be from Stu Mac. So this is going to, I think, I said this was going to leave your piggyback your piggyback. I already fucked it up.
All right, Matt talking.
Matt
take
talking.
two.
Take two. Don't worry, there'll be lots of takes. This topic is sure to leave your piggy bank squealing from the feelin.
Really squeaking from the
Squeaking from the freakin,
and oinking from the
oinking
boinkin.
from the boinkin, and maybe even choking from the poking. So there's a lot of these things, guys. They're just expensive tools, and Stu Mac might not be the only place you can get them, but Stu Mac's the easiest place to get them from. You know, they're just right there. So, but not every single one of these is from Stu Mac, but a lot of them are. So Chris, do you have some of your favorites?
Well, yeah,
ready
but
to go?
don't ask me first. Let's talk about some of your
Okay,
your favorite tools
let's-
first.
So let's start with something that we use almost daily that is really good and not very expensive. And that is this set of dial calipers. And these are, fuck, I don't even know who made these.
Are those the new ones?
No,
We have
these are the
several
old
sets.
ones. But so here's the thing, guys. These are, let me get my danger glasses on and we'll go here. So these are made in the USA by some outfit, by the Irwin or something. Anyway, these are orange dial calipers. They used to have them at Home Depot. I think they still do. You can buy them at on eBay or
I
Amazon.
got these on eBay, yeah.
And they're, what are they
Amazon
like? They're
doesn't
less
have
than,
them.
they're 15, 16 bucks.
These were $9 each shipped.
Oh, wow.
So
Why am I using these old sucky ones if they're only $9 then?
I don't know.
Because these are all dicked up. I need to get a new set.
Yeah, but they have I like the way that everything is broken down. You can do tenths, you can do
Yeah, you can do it
yeah.
in decimals, or you can do it in fractions.
There you
So
go.
that's cool. And you can even do some millimeters with these if you're metric. And I bet you if you get the right dial, you can just get them in metric if you're in like the Great White North or if you're wherever.
Yeah.
If you don't have a set of these, you are failing as a citizen who makes guitars, because you need this. This is something that we use every single day, and we've got a bunch of sets of these all over the shop,
Mhm.
and they're excellent for shaping necks and thicknessing fretboards and doing, just finding the center and going, all right, here's this, and then you flip it over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We use these for everything all the time, and you absolutely positively should have a set of these, and they're not expensive.
And they do actually have millimeters on them too.
Yeah, like I say, yeah. Even
Yeah.
if you get the American version,
Mhm.
there's a metric deal.
Yeah, and the thing that I like about them is a lot of times you don't measure everything in just fractions or in decimals.
Yeah.
There's certain things you measure in decimals,
because
certain
especially if
things
you want
measure
to
in
go like, I need
fractions.
half of that, it's way easier to use metric if you got 44 millimeter.
Yeah.
What's 44 millimeters in decimals is what.
Yeah, but like you're doing body
Mhm.
thickness, and you're saying 1 5/8. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. And then you're doing necks, and and that's 0.85.
Yeah.
those are two different measurements.
Yeah.
Or those are two different units of measure. So these have both of them, and
a little
$8, so you can
and a little bit of metric
drop them
too.
and break them, and nobody really cares.
So so that's gonna be my number one pick, and they're cheap and they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
Number two pick is this. I'm trying to get it in the light here. As the light's all fuckified.
I think it might be because the garage door is
It might be
all the way open.
So this is a Stu Mac tool. This is a dial caliper that you use to set nut height. Now, you don't need to have this. You can get, oh crap, I already did. Okay. You can get this thing from Stu Mac, and it sucks butt. I hate this thing so much. I bought this because I'm like, oh, that's cool. So what you do with this, I'm just going to touch on this. You put this on the neck, and then you put these feeler gauge things on here that are the same height as your frets, and then you file until you touch the feeler gauge, and that gives you a nut that's pretty close. And it is awful. I hate it.
Yeah.
But this thing is excellent. Now, this is one of those things that's going to leave your piggy bank reeling from the feeling. Because I want to say this is about $80. Now, could you get this somewhere else? Probably. Could you make one yourself? Yeah, maybe. And what this does is it goes on your over your frets and onto your string, and it tells you press down. If the thing's here, you press down over here, and it will tell you the distance from the bottom of the nut slot to the top of the fret. Generally speaking, you want that at about 20 thousandths. You know what I mean? But that's high. That's on the high side. So if you get all of your strings set at 20 thousandths from the bottom of the nut slot to the top of the fret, then you're solid. And then or what's also very cool is if you've got someone that says, I want my nut on my new guitar to exactly perfectly match the new nut on my new guitar, this will absolutely do it. You can go, okay, well, your D string is 16,000. So you can put this on there and file and put this on there and file and get it exactly perfectly right. This is, for me, it's indispensable. The old school guys probably just sort of eyeballed it, but man,
there's some other tricks of the trade that you can use to kind of do the same thing. But this is cool because it tells you exactly where
I think it's the most accurate way to do it for the cheapest amount of money.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Read the directions.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a fan until I read the directions and figured out how it worked. And then all of a sudden it made total sense. And I was like, oh yeah, and it's super easy to use and it's cool. And even me, who prides himself on being able to do it the old way.
And general. So when you cut nut slots before you put strings in, how close are you generally to say 20 thousandths when it's all said and done? Because I'm way off. I'm like 30 or 40 thousandths off.
I used to be that way too. And recently I'm getting closer and closer. And the last couple nuts I've cut, it's like I should probably start scaling back the other way because they're like right there.
They're like spot on. Yeah.
Cool. But it's a really neat tool, and it takes seconds to use.
I always err on the side of leave more nut meat to file down because it goes fast. When you're 40 thousandths and you want to be 20 thousandths, it goes really fucking fast.
Yeah, the thing I don't like is having big deep grooves in the nut for each string. So I try and cut the height of the nut fairly close to what it's going to end up. Yeah. And sometimes I cut it too close.
And then you make a new nut.
Frets. Yeah.
Not just you.
Like
anyone who does that. Yeah. You end up making a new nut, and that's okay too. Are there any questions so far, or should we continue?
Weenie roller.
Who's weenie rolling? No, it's like 5 o'clock at night. No one's weenie rolling.
Oh, it's Sunday fun day. But I'm thinking that these people are believing that you've lost your lackluster for the whole weenie roller, kind of like A to B or bust that ass or something.
Oh, maybe.
So we have a new suggestion from Simon Twycross that every time you say Stu Mac, you have to drink.
I think every time I say Stu Mac, they should give me a quarter. So I sent an email to Eric to see at Stu Mac. That's 50 cents now in the last few minutes. And I'm trying to get them on board as an industry partner to see if I can get a little bit of a break on this stuff. And I'm working on that. I haven't got it set up yet, but you know what? Maybe one day we'll get Stu Mac, that's 75 cents, to be an industry partner and give us a little bit of a break, or give you guys a little bit of a break. I already bought all these damn tools. So
Matilda joined us and said that Bruce Clay said that they should check out your show here.
Bruce Clay said, so you know what? I haven't talked to Bruce Clay for a long, long time. And I talked to Bruce yesterday morning. I haven't talked to him for forever. And he's doing awesome. He's just east of Trinidad at a I forget the name of the wacky town that he lived. It's some little, tiny farm town. But yeah, so that's a cool thing. I don't know if it's the sex change.
It no longer is.
Yeah, maybe it's somewhere in well, it was at
the
one
original.
Time, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, Bruce Clay owns Rare Bird Guitars, and I used to work with Bruce many, many years ago. And Bruce is a wild man. So thank you for watching. And Carrie Ann, did you say that was Matilda? Thanks for tuning in, Matilda. I hope that I'm assuming that you know Bruce, and so you know how much of a wild man he is. But so thanks for watching, and thanks
Master luthier Bruce Clay.
He really is a master luthier too. Bruce has forgotten.
He was your master
for many, many years. Yeah, can I have one too? One of those.
Yeah,
oh, bless you,
dude.
Lance wanted to be Lancey on the spot.
You have to do it where you can actually see him pass it to you.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
thing,
okay,
it just looks cool. So
looks more cooler.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should throw it to Chris.
Then all of my gear would be we're okay.
Good. Don't throw any
all right,
metallic objects at me.
Let's move forward. We're already 25 minutes in, and we got way more tools.
Did you answer the question about the diamond?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and answer it right now with my next top favorite tool, and that's the Z file from Stu Mac. You know what? No, I don't know of any diamond files that are as good and less money than the ones from Stu Mac, and it's mostly because I haven't tried them.
Yeah.
Here's my thing though. On fret crowning files, this Z file now I don't know if Stu Mac is the original guy. I think there's some other outfit in Japan or somewhere that makes, I think it's the Katana fret leveling system, and they make the same kind of deal. And they might have come. I don't know who came up with it first. I don't have a dog in this hunt. Okay, I don't have any allegiance to Stu Mac, other than I know those guys. I like those guys, and I like their tools, and it's easy to get tools from them. Okay, but I'm not a paid shill for Stu Mac. But I would be.
You should be.
I should be, but I'm not right yet. Okay.
So you're a whore that doesn't get paid.
I know. That's yeah. So anyway, we're just talking about tools that we like. Okay. So this is something that we use all the time. And this is the Z file from Stu Mac. I don't know if they're the ones who invented it. I don't know if anybody else makes it, but they make a good one. And it is a diamond file. The cool part about this is it's not a round, it's actually an angle, which means you can't, after you level the frets, you can't make them unlevel by taking too much off the top.
Right.
And this thing, hold on, I got something in my eye. This thing works awesome. But Chris, do you know any, is there a source for on eBay or Amazon for diamond stuff that's okay? Or
I see stuff on Amazon. I see stuff on eBay that looks pretty good. That's almost as expensive as the Stu Mac stuff. John would probably be able to tell you more about that because he's bought some of them.
He uses some of that stuff.
Yeah. The thing about tools is, let me ask you this because you've been doing this longer. How many times have you had to replace a Stu Mac tool because you wore it out or because it broke? I've never had to replace a Stu Mac tool because I wore it out. I had to replace stuff because I lost it. that is not on Stu Mac.
No, that's not a Stu Mac issue.
Stu Mac made me lose this file. I hate them so much. I'm always losing their files.
I don't think there's a lot of planned obsolescence when it comes to Stu Mac tools. I think they make a good tool and they charge accordingly. That's another thing too. No matter who it is, that people ask me, well, you should make that, that jig. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to pay someone to make it, pay to have a bunch of them in stock, and, and then pay to have the wrong thing that you don't want. And that's the thing. Stu Mac does all that shit. They take all those risks, and it's an expensive proposition, and they charge what they charge. I get it. Tools are expensive, and it's not always fun to buy them. But like you said, Chris, you buy them one time, and then you have them, and as long as you don't lose them, like some knucklehead does.
And if you buy the best tool that you can, then it's not the tool.
And I'm not saying that Stu Mac makes the best tools that you can possibly buy. They might not. I don't know.
Well, yeah. And so if you have good tools and they last and last. And this brings me to one of the things that I wanted to talk about.
Let's do it.
Was, there's a little bit of a learning curve with tools on how to use them. And as you get better with the tool, you don't really want to change that tool up. You don't want it to wear out. You don't want it to break. You want to be confident that that tool is going to do what you want it to do. And so you might as well have good tools to do that.
Once you learn how to use the good one.
Because if you have to buy a new one that's different in any way, it may be. And so this is one of my favorite tools. A sanding block. And the first time I ever came over and we started doing stuff, I brought my sanding block. Is my one true and holy? No, that sanding block's long gone.
The one true and holy sanding block's gone?
Yeah, but this is a very close
substitute.
Facsimile of that sanding block. But you learn how to use that specific tool, whether it's a sanding block or a file,
whether it's a free piece of wood or $100 file.
Or or a screwdriver. You know how that screwdriver is going to grab that screw or whatever. So buy good tools. Don't buy cheap tools, because you're going to have to buy them again and relearn how to use them.
Brad Coley just.
This is where someone's going to go, cheap tools aren't good and good tools aren't cheap.
But buy cheap tools if you're not going to take care of them, because you're going to be pissed off when you buy a great file or something and ding it up on some bullshit.
And and now the flip side to that is, if you're cutting one nut and you buy $150 worth of tools to cut one nut, that's not a great value.
No. And one of the first things I bought a nut vise and nut files and a nut measuring thing, and cut my first nut, and it's like $50 if I took it in and had somebody cut it, and it was $140 worth of tools or whatever, and I was so proud of myself for cutting my first nut. But I still have all those tools. I think and I use them all the time.
Busting.
Yes. Okay. Busting a nut.
All right. Grace is this. She's I see
cutting a nut.
That's the thing. These are the kinds of tools that, if you get into doing this for money, they will save you money, because they won't break and they'll last a long time.
And they'll always be there every time you need them.
Or unless you lose them like I do. Or if you want something specific that you can't. So here's something that this is actually a good set. This is another one of those Stu Mac things, and that's another quarter. This set, you don't have
another drink.
Oh, so anyway, this particular little set probably contains I think these are like $30 or something from Stu Mac, and it's just a bunch of little bits and a screwdriver. You could probably get something not unlike this at Home Depot, Harbor Freight, and be exactly, this box is where the money is, because the chicken shit tools that are in here are the exact same thing that you can get for $5.99 at Christmas at Home Depot. But this box is where it's at. But some things you have to get at a guitar specific store that sells tools. And one of them is one. Now, full disclosure. This is a tool that we were given by Stu Mac, and it's the fret kisser. Chris, will you hold the fret rocker at the same time? Okay. So you have to hold it exactly like I'm holding it, or it's not the same. And aren't you left-handed? Okay. No, the fingers have to go on top. All right, hold on.
You guys,
that's totally wrong.
Suck.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. All right. There we go.
Chris, way to fuck with him. Awesome.
Okay. So the fret rocker that Chris is
using blood signs and stuff.
I got how you hold that tool.
Hey, I got your tool right here.
Ready, pally.
Okay. So Chris is holding the fret rocker, and what it does is you suspend 3 frets, right? And you see if any of them, if there's a high fret, it will rock back and forth. And everybody knows the fucking fret rocker. I mean, if you've ever watched any YouTube videos, we use it a bunch. There's 100 million Dan Erlewine videos of him using this, and I don't know who came up with the idea, but anyway,
people use credit cards. Yeah. But this works
way
better.
It's a really cool tool. It's like it's steel. It's precision ground, and it's not. You're never ever gonna wear a fret rocker out. So buy one and use it. and
Not unless you like bash a
I
flathead
yeah, I
screwdriver in the
suppose
end of
you
it with
could
the
you could
sledge.
dick it up with something.
Yeah.
So that's all fine and good because it will help you isolate high frets. Then what do you do when you find them? Well, you can either scrape all the frets down, or you can use, and again, full disclosure, Eric sent me this. This is the fret kisser. It's basically exactly the same thing as the fret rocker, except in the center of all of these sides, precision ground sides, is a diamond file. And so once you locate a high spot, you can actually, not only do you locate it, you can grind it away with this tool. Now, these aren't cheap.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And we've used this for a long time. We've got a full length video coming on this. This is one of those tools that will absolutely leave your piggy bank oinkin from the boinkin. I think these are 125 or something. But this is one of those things where, like, for the investment that you make, this will save you time, and you will make more money per job if you have this tool, right? Would you not agree? Well, I mean, you've used this a boatload, right?
Yeah,
we just got this recently.
I like it,
yeah.
and if it came with instructions, I didn't read them, so I was somewhat flying blind on the deal.
It's one of those things where, yeah, it's a file
you think,
on a thing.
You think you understand how it works, but I think, yeah, it's a really cool tool, and I really like it, and especially for repairs. New builds, it works really well too if you can press the frets in really evenly.
Yeah, if you've got
a couple that are not where you
generally
want them.
speaking, we tend to just sort of grind all the frets on new builds with a stick. Can you grab that one
with one of our sticks?
Yeah. So okay. So let's show you. So this is the $125 or whatever it is. If you are looking for the super cheap version, here's a piece of maple that has 320 and 220 sandpaper double stick taped to this. So we ran this over the joiner and got a nice flat surface, and then we just sort of spray adhesive or double stick tape, or that's double stick tape,
and you can reuse it. That's the second time I've put
you can peel the tape off and put new paper on it. This works great for leveling frets. But if you're, so I suppose
then you get to crown every single one of those frets.
You get to crown every single one.
Polish every single one of those.
The neat thing about the fret kisser is you just have, you grind away the high spot on the one fret that you have. You recrown it, you buff it, boom, you're out of there, and you charge whatever you charge for that service. And it's absolute. Guys, if you're doing repair and you don't have one of these, you might want to at least think about it.
It'll
save you a
tool.
Boatload of time. Shut up over there, you turds. One of you turds about to get punched in the mouth. Sorry. Okay, are there any questions, or are we free to move forward?
Hypoid Sound says, tell Matt John Shea told me to watch.
John Shea didn't tell him to watch.
Who is that?
I have no idea who Hypoid Sound is.
I have an idea.
But you think it's Nacho?
No.
Who do you think it is? Huh? Oh, it might. You know what? It might be. Yeah, I have no idea who.
Are there any questions about my block?
Yeah, are there any tool related questions?
We're on a delay, remember? It's got to bounce it. It's got to go to outer space and bounce back down.
That's why there's no questions about my wood block.
Does the diamond side have a shaper built into it?
No.
On the fret kisser?
Yes.
No, it's just flat. So
you don't use it this way.
Yeah.
You use it this way. So you span the 3 frets and you file like that up the fret.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. It's almost like going through the planer.
If you do it this way, I mean, you can do it this way, but it's weird. So you kind of go back and forth this way with it, and you go straight. So it puts a flat edge on it, and then you use the Z file to kind of,
I think it is Nacho.
Recrown the.
You think it is Nacho? Okay.
The thing, and you polish it up. Bingo, bango.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Done and done. Yeah. And hopefully the fret's not, crazy high, and you put a big giant flat spot in it.
Well, and the other thing is that if you have a high fret and it's because the fret's floating in the slot, you need to fix that first.
Yeah.
In that case, super glue is your number one go-to tool. Yeah.
Wick that stuff down right in that slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are there any other tool related questions before we move forward?
Tool related questions.
Oh, okay.
There's scale length question.
Let's
that-
go for those.
And this
Yeah.
is and this is I've already asked you to tell the story on another like live stream or
Oh.
whatever. But somebody's making a guitar for his daughter and is asking
Okay.
about how short is too short on a scale length, and she's got just like regular like girl hands and what
Okay.
There's been several of them, so
Okay.
yeah. So see, I got lost now.
So I think I'm following the train of this question, and Chris knows a little bit more about this than I do because you built some octave guitars or really short scale guitar. What the 17?
We did a 17-inch octave scale, so it tunes same as a guitar, only an octave up.
And there was, as I recollect, the high E would have been an octave, so it would have been sort of like playing the high E on the 12th fret of your regular guitar, but the scale was considerably longer than putting a capo on the 12th fret.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was 17-ish inch scale, and that was a little too long, as I recall,
to do a full octave. Yeah, it likes to
because it would snap the
eat strings,
right?
Yeah.
Well, what about your
E.
your interchangeable neck that grows with the player?
That was a slightly different. That was a little bit of a miss on that one. We'll get back to that one.
Okay.
So if you're doing a short scale guitar and you're going to tune it higher, well, okay. So
let's just talk about regular tuning, like E to E.
So regular
standard.
E, yeah. I think you probably want to go with 24-inch scale, or maybe a little less. I think the Birdland was, Lance, do you know what the Birdland was? Was it 24 or was it 24 and a half or something? It wasn't the standard 24 3/4 Gibson. It was considerably shorter. I want to say it was 24, maybe even 23 something.
The Fender.
Yeah, I think so.
The Fender student guitars, they offered in 24-inch scale. They also offered them in 22.5-inch scale.
Did they? Okay.
Which is one more fret chopped off.
So that, okay. So
the 25 and a half.
The takeaway from this is if you have a Fender fretboard and you cut off the first fret, cut it off at the first fret, you and then change everything else. So your 13th fret becomes your 12th fret. Now you have a 24-ish inch scale. If you cut it off at the second fret and your 14th fret becomes your 12th fret, then you have a 22 something scale.
22.5-inch scale.
You can still effectively tune to regular E to E.
And if you had regular strings like 10s, it would just be a lot less tension.
It'd be a lot slinkier and it would be a little shorter, so you can make that the Keith Richards jump from 3 to 7.
So
and back again.
If I was
Lance actually has some.
If I was making a neck for a child,
what scale would you use?
I would use probably 22 and a half. Depends on how old the kid is, but I would use.
There's someone says 22, 23 and 3/4.
So the Birdland was 23 and a half. So the new gen
23 and 3/5. 23 and 3/5, according to William Davids.
And I would make the nut narrow.
Yeah,
probably do like a 1.5-inch nut. And I would make the
you wouldn't put a Texas Toast 900 thousandths.
No, I would make that as slim as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And and I would put crazy light strings on it. I might even make a neck with just a steel reinforced bar or carbon fiber.
I want to say
that I don't have to worry about running into the truss rod when I'm making the neck as thin as I'm going to make
your octave neck just had a big
It did.
Of 3/8 steel.
Yeah, and it is.
Was it steel or aluminum?
It was
rock
steel.
solid.
It was
steel. Yeah.
It was steel we bought at Home Depot.
For a nickel.
So Mrs. Texas Toast actually touched on, I'm okay for right this second, Lance. Mrs. Texas Toast touched on a thing that I was working on for a while, and it was a neck with, or it was a guitar with interchangeable necks, and I just moved the nut down. So it would be like putting a capo on one of these frets, and it was just a neck that you would bolt in for a little kid. The problem is that the neck profile was wedge shape. It wasn't straight where it was in the body. So as you went down the fretboard, the nut width actually got wider. So the first attempt at that was sort of a false start. The other thing was, I think it's okay to not have your kid's first guitar be a $1,500 custom thing.
And then And well, here's a question that shoots off of it, Simon. wants to know if you can change a scale length by just simply switching the neck, which depends on the nuts or bridge. And
Warmoth makes a conversion neck, and I think what they do is they set it up to where you probably have to adjust your saddles to intonate properly, but the neck, my hands are not in the picture, but the neck is set such that you have enough adjustment on the saddles to actually do it. It's not a tremendous amount. But like we're doing a baritone neck for a guy that's going onto his Telecaster body, and his Telecaster neck is 25 and a half, and the baritone neck is 28 and a half. So, but he wants to keep the bridge in the same spot, which means the neck is now 3 inches longer away from the bridge because he wants to use exactly the same setup. Normally what you would do is you'd kind of split that difference and have half of it be on the neck end and half of it be on the body end. But
yeah, so for us, we're somewhat, I don't want to say limited, but we need jigs that tell us where to put the frets. You could, if let's just say you have a Telecaster and you want to put a 32-inch scale bass neck on it, you could start with that measurement and then reconfigure all your frets.
Yeah, or you could make the neck
end up with
such
a bunch
that
more frets or a bunch less frets.
Oh, that was the other thing, that baritone neck that we're doing. It's a 24 fret neck because there's way more space.
All of a sudden, there's extra room at the end of the fingerboard
to use the same standard neck pocket, etc. Yeah.
So it's a fairly simple math equation, but you have to be able to then cut the fret slots and measure it out accurately. So
let's talk about some more tools that we have here.
Well, Brad Coley wants to know, and I think I'm shocked that he doesn't already know the answer to the question.
He might just
what
want.
What is your absolute number one favorite tool that you can't live without?
My beloved pin router.
Duh.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah. Or the old man machine.
Oh, really?
I love the old man machine, and it's one of those things. You know what? And I love my pin router, but the old man machine is one of those things where we use it on every single guitar, and there's really no great way to do what it does on another tool. Whereas the pin router, you could do it by hand. It would take longer, but you could do it. You could do it with a router table. It would take longer, but you could do it. The shaper actually gets used a lot too, where where when we originally had the pin router before we got the shaper, we used the pin router.
I know which tool I would say.
What's that?
The neck radius jig.
The neck radius jig is another one of those ones where it's I would say, like, and now that we have more time to make videos, we're going to finish up our 50 tools that you have to build guitars. And man, talk about leave your piggy bank squeaking from the freakin. That's going to be one of those, because the neck radius jig is, you're right, Chris. That was one of the most difficult jobs to do correctly every time, consistently. And it makes it so easy and so fast. And it's a no brainer.
I know
you can fuck it up.
Yeah,
you got to really work at it to get it wrong, but you can do it.
My self-confidence in all of this went way up when we started using that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. And I think the guitars took a turn for the much improved.
What about the Deadhead Sander?
The Deadhead Sander is cool because
game changer.
Now we can make necks that aren't 1x2s.
The Deadhead Sander was a total game changer. All of the tools that we have, the pin router, the shaper, the Deadhead Sander, the radius sander, those are all tools that you don't have to have them, but man, it makes it nice.
I think our shop, your shop, the shop, filled with all killer, no filler, because we've had a few tools that we've got that we've tried them out and they didn't make the cut, and we jettisoned those tools.
Or we kept the tools, but we don't use it very much, like the copy carver. Copy carver works really well, but man, the setup for it and the footprint of the copy carver, it's and if you're not doing a bunch of Les Pauls, and it's
like you don't need a template for it. I need to copy this one guy's guitar from when he was 13.
Yeah.
So it works well, and it's an effective tool, but it's not something that you need to use all the time. Remember, that was going to be, we're going to do next with it. We're going to do everything with it. And then we got the Deadhead Sander. It was like, fuck that copy Carver.
Yeah. Yeah. There's several sanders that come to mind that we got and tried and went, well, I can do this better on this tool or that tool.
Yeah.
I don't need this anymore. So
Well,
But
Gretschmeyer said he likes the Deadhead Sander. That's nice.
The Deadhead Sander is, it's a game changer. And if you don't have one and you're thinking about getting one or building one, because I don't know if you can, it's amazing that you can buy that Grizzly radius tool swingy thing, because it's awesome, and that you can't buy the Deadhead Sander.
I think it's only because the guy from Grizzly, who's a big guitar builder, hasn't tried a Deadhead Sander before.
Maybe
if he tried one, he'd be changing out tools right now.
We've used the radius bits on the pin router, and that with that J, what's that one that has a crazy, that bit that we did the video on, JS whatever. And people are like, you got to use that on the pin router. We have a jig. There's a video coming of our jig set up with that bit in it, and us. It's like it saves a little bit of time, but it's not a gigantic amount of time, especially when you're like, okay, we're gonna go right from this to the Deadhead Sander. Because if you don't have a Deadhead Sander, you still got to grind a bunch of that shit away by hand, and that's a real pain in the ass. But getting back to the original question, the Old Man Machine does one job, and it does it
on every
single guitar, and it does it so well that how else would you do what it does?
The old way.
What's the old way? The old way is the Old Man Machine way.
What, you didn't always have the Old Man Machine.
I guess that's true.
I've done that.
Remember, we used to do it on the
spindle sander,
and it sucked.
Yeah, and it's hard because it's not really set up to do that, and you want to use a spindle sander for other stuff, so you don't set it up and leave it set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say that if, the Old Man Machine, you can't buy the Old Man Machine.
No, you got to buy it from that one guy that made it.
That one dead guy. Yeah. When I was at Roberto Venn, we had bigger versions of the Old Man Machine, and that was like the tool. I don't know if they still have them. I would really like to call the guys at Roberto Venn and see if maybe we could do a podcast with them, or maybe go to Roberto Venn and hang out with those guys for a little bit and see what that's like. I'd really like to do that, but that's a story for another time.
So Les Williams says he loves the Old Man Machine, then later comments that he likes your paint jig also.
Oh yeah, the paint jig. By the way, someone who allegedly worked at Paul Reed Smith said that was a rotten jig and we should do it more like they do at Paul Reed Smith. And my comment was, you mean to tell me that the second largest guitar manufacturer in the world has a better paint jig than us? How can that be? How can that possibly be?
Wait, what did you say?
Paul Reed Smith has a better paint jig than us, and I don't understand how that can be.
Does he have like Santana standing in the middle of the paint shop?
No, he just didn't.
It up?
Yeah, he didn't. Wow, really? Paul Reed Smith has like it all figured out, and wow. The most enviable finishes of the entire industry, and they have a better rig than us.
You can only hope they have a better rig than us.
Yeah, they better. Yeah.
Our rig was 1,000 times better than our previous rig, which was this.
No, remember there was this
you had the body
wood thing.
But I have one of those.
Yeah.
That I hook up to my Workmate.
Oh yeah,
I still have it too, and it works fantastic.
And they work, and it's not as good as Paul Reed Smith's.
Well, Brad Coley's asking if PRS sells tools now.
Not to my knowledge. No, they
don't want you building your own stuff.
They
don't want you to know just how easy this is to do.
That's right. The 21 rules of tone
with $30,000 of equipment, and it's
so easy.
Making guitars is the easiest thing in the world with $30,000 worth of gear. No doubt about
it. We always come back to it's easy to make one.
It's easy to make one. It's hard to make 200.
Yeah.
What else we got?
And it's really not even easy to make one.
I want to talk about another homemade tool.
All right.
Okay. Every now and then you have to poke the wood and leave it choking from the poking. You have to poke wood to drill where your holes are going to be drilled, and you need a center punch or an awl or a sticky pokey, because it sticks in and pokes. So I made this one myself out of a piece of 3/8 steel rod that I got at Home Depot or something. This one I made out of, got a Nacho actually wrapped this with paracord, and so you could stab stuff with it.
So it's like an official prison shank.
This is man, this would be if you were in the joint and you had a steel rod. Yeah,
I like that it's got this.
the
And
lanyard.
you can
The lanyard,
totally,
yeah.
You can totally hide it in your anus real easy.
I don't know.
Man, I kind of want to stop talking about the sticky pokey
Well,
now.
you know, someone said that someone had
Who's
said
hiding a piece of 3/8 rod in their anus with a
people
sharpened
hide
point?
all kinds of crap in their butt in jail. Are you serious?
I saw that one thing where they were talking about women would come to visit them and they'd secrete buck knives into their vaginas, but that's a whole different deal.
Well, you know,
you see Chris was like, oh my God, you said secrete and vagina.
We had a comment earlier that there wasn't enough sex in the show. So
What sort of sex? Or it's a guitar
that's what I
show.
said.
Yeah.
I know. Like, when have we had sex?
Anyway, so dig this. So it's just got a
I got
pointy.
roofied if that happened.
It's just got a pointy point on it, and you can like. Anyway, this is a really cool tool that I like. Anyway.
And if
it just degenerated
if
into
you're
a weird
drilling
prison
holes and you're not using a sticky pokey
Yeah, you're
before
doing
you
it
drill the
wrong.
hole, your hole's going to wander all over the place.
will.
And yeah, sticky pokey changed my life.
sticky pokey saved my.
Mhm.
There's something really good happening.
Sticky pokey saved my marriage.
John Taffer and his sticky pokey.
I think she's laughing at something else, not the sticky pokey thing.
It does.
I wanna know.
her
So every
laughing is
time I
actually
use
nothing to
this,
do- yeah.
I get, because
Do
I'm
you-
left-handed.
do you
Oh
put-
yeah, I absolutely am. I'm like, yeah, you gotta get it ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe because I think this is a thing where you twist it up a little
I think
bit
this is
to
a
make
thing.
it
Oh, it's a
really
thing.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that on the Sticky
On
Pokey
Oz?
TV shows that they show.
Yeah. What?
So,
what else we
well,
got?
Spike's Guitar
Uh-huh.
Woodshed says, if you ever want to sell that copy carver, you should, he's asking for a right of first refusal. or something like that.
I don't see myself selling the copy carver
It doesn't take up a whole lot
because
of real estate.
no,
it hangs on the
it
wall.
just sort of dangles out there. It's right up against the wall, and if you're building a carved top and you want it, or you're building multiple carved tops and you want them to all be the same, like this guitar, we did all 7 of them on the same day, and they're all the same
Mm-hmm.
thanks to the copy carver.
And we
But
pulled it out and we set it up and we did them and then we put it away and that was that.
we promptly put it away and have never used it
Mhm.
since then. In fact, even when I did Fred's carved top single cut,
Yeah,
I did that one by hand. I did it the old school way.
yeah. I think if you had that guitar was a little bit unique in that it has
It was a lot. Yeah.
a trem route in it.
I added a Floyd.
If it didn't, would you have gotten the copy carver out if it was just for one?
no.
Even
no.
if it was a standard.
Yeah. Especially if
Okay. What if it was 2?
2? I would have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's 2. You could do the video of me, grinding the crap out of a Gibson style single cut carved top is coming. It's already done. It's in the can, ready to go, coming this week. So you'll see how I did that without the copy carver. Are there any
Yeah.
other tools that you want to talk about, Chris? We've
We've
got some others out here, and they're all okay, but yeah, they're all right.
Yeah. My whole thing about tools is getting comfortable with the tools and knowing how to use them.
A little bit of a learning curve. Yeah.
Learning curve, and it's something that I do is I've gotten used to using my own tools at my house.
Mhm.
And so when I come over here, a lot
What
of
the
times I'll
fuck?
bring my own tools. And I think Matt thinks that I don't like his tools, and it's not that I don't
I-
like his tools, it's that I'm not used to his tools. So I have my own fret files that I bring.
Yeah. You know
And
what Matt
sometimes I
thinks?
use
Matt doesn't give a fuck.
okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
yeah, but I
You're
have
not using the
I
one
have-
true and holy. Tool.
well,
Those are
yeah.
nice though.
Yeah, they're fine.
Where- now, so-
but I'm used to these.
So where did those come from? I think
I
those
got
are a
these on-
non-Stu Mac thing.
these are
right?
these are not. I think I got these on Amazon or eBay. They're Hosco
Okay.
nut file. There's 10 sizes and they're made in Japan. You know how I know that? Because I'm reading the label.
Okay.
But
Oh.
but I had cheaper ones before and they were okay. But these are actually pretty nice, and they were at the time they were expensive to buy for that
The
first.
thing
nut
about
that I
it
was
is
gonna
like, yeah,
cut.
how strong do they have to be to cut through bone or micarta or something?
Well, that's
It's
the funny
not-
thing is
yeah.
I've done a bunch of aluminum string guides.
Oh,
with
that's
these
right,
too,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're still pretty solid. But
Yeah,
but I like these because I'm used to how they cut and what they do.
Yeah.
and so
I think that's legit.
I bring my box of stuff over.
What about fret tang nippers? Which ones do you like?
I
We've got some out
personally
here.
I like these.
I like the
original
Kleins too.
ones.
Yeah, I was using those today.
These, I don't know. Yeah, why? And both of these tools are distinctly right-handed tools, so I'm
Really?
left-handed. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would always squeeze with this, but you can't.
Have you used
it in this way.
Jescar ones?
Only just to try them out.
Those are
and
not
see.
bad. They're more like the Klein. They seem to be. Yeah, I don't know. I do like these Klein nippers still, and they still work great. I bought these like 10 years ago, and they're still where I don't even know how many frets we've done with
They
these.
do a pretty good job.
This particular tool that's I've done a couple videos on this, and everyone was like, "You need to try it again. You don't know what you're doing." This tool actually works fine. It's not as awesome.
Let me guess, you didn't read the instruction.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I don't
I'm
read the
shocked.
instructions. Yeah.
It's a tang nipper. What's there to read?
Yeah, what's the tang? Yeah, it's a tang nipper. Look how these are all dicked up. They're like the handles are all
We could get some new
funkified
dip stuff and
we don't need to dip stuff. These do we? These are good to go,
at some
baby.
point you might. I mean,
Yeah,
in another 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So still no questions about my block?
That's peculiar.
No, there was questions about your block.
Oh, let's get to
Yes,
those. Sorry.
and
yeah,
I'm sorry I explained it, and I'm thinking, well, you probably didn't want to hold up your stick of wood with the
stick of
yes,
destiny.
See, it's even got a label
sanding block.
What's that for?
It's for sanding.
Well, so what were the questions, love?
Oh, what's with the block? I missed the block. I just got here, and I thought you meant the other block with the planed edge and the double stick tape on it.
We have lots of blocks.
Yeah.
This is a plywood block that you put sandpaper on in.
This is hard rock maple. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
Yeah. How come we don't have like hard rock maple sanding blocks?
You're not allowed to say how's come anymore.
No, you can still say it. It's still funny.
No, it's not.
I'm not sure why we don't. I think because we had a buttload of plywood when I made those one day.
Because it just is. Yeah,
it just is. Yeah.
And they occasionally get wet and they warp, and it's not worth using good wood for. Yeah, we have dozens of them now.
Are there any other questions?
Yes. Andrew St. Pierre wants to know if you got your pencil sharpener from Stu Mac. We need to talk about the pencil sharpener.
First of all, hold on. We need to thank Andrew St. Pierre for the Arvada Tavern gift certificates too. So thank you. I was blown away when you sent those to me. Yeah. That's a swanky place. I don't even know if I'm allowed in there anymore. But we've only been there once, and I'm pretty sure
we've been in there like 2, maybe 3.
That's right. We went with Mike and Sarah, and
had a nice dinner with the mustache waxed guy.
Yeah,
the jeweler's glass, looking at the mint before
he was muddling.
Oh man, do they hand muddle?
Oh yeah. Oh, how would you think they would machine muddle?
They do not screw around behind the bar.
They got leather aprons, dude.
I'm gonna put them to the test on an old fashioned.
Seriously, they are professionals in that place.
I'm sure they are.
So, and they change their menu like every few months, depending on what's in season.
Right. Yeah. So last time I was there, it was called, I think, Red's Tavern or something like that.
It was long.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like over a decade ago, and it was, and that was upscale from what it was before that when it was Arvada Tavern the first time.
Yeah, it's all fancy now,
and it's nice. And when Andrew he sent me a thing, he's like, hey, what's a good restaurant or the best restaurant or whatever in Denver? And I'm thinking, I'm kind of a pizza and tacos guy, so I'm glad I didn't say Casa Bonita, or we'd have gift certificates to Casa Bonita.
Can you imagine $200 for the Casa Bonita coupons or gift certificate?
Casa Bonita.
Hey, Lance, are you going toward the fridge? So
can we talk about the pencil sharpener?
Yes, but I want to say thank you because I was blown away at how nice that was. It was such a great gesture. So thank you so much, Andrew, for helping us out with that. That's really, really nice. I'm gonna have to. I'll even put on pants that aren't cutoffs. But so the pencil sharpener,
it's an Absco Products Inc. It's giant. It's pretty much the old school pencil sharpener that was bolted to the wall and hit the crank. And it's the giant, and it was made in Rockford, Illinois. U.S. A.
If the good Lord didn't want you to pronounce that S, he wouldn't have put it on there.
You should show because it's cool. It's not the whole thing.
Yeah, because there's
be
a
careful
bit of it.
Because there's a lot of shaving.
There's a lot of crap
part that's bolted to the wall.
Yeah, this is the old school stuff that you remember. If you're
show the different size pencils you can put in there and everything.
Well, but people went to school. They know. Yeah,
listen, this has got to be like 50, 60 years old, and this thing will never break.
I can't see this busting. Yeah, unless you jam your sticky pokey in there and try to sharpen it. So thanks, Lance. Yeah. So the pencil sharpener, that's a great tool that we, yeah, the old school tools still work, guys. And yeah, sometimes the older the school, the more they work. Does that make sense?
Back when things weren't disposable.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever figure out who that guy was? Was it Nacho or Kiki?
I think it was Nacho because he says he's another guy that got a check on Friday.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe you know what? It's probably Gordo. I bet it's Gordon. I bet you it's Gordon. Hi, Gordon. I bet you it's Gordon. Yeah,
No,
it's got to be Gordo.
As long as it's not who I originally.
It's not Kiki. No. What else we got?
Well, Demera Guitars wants to know if you've ever messed with the true tempered frets. They're a pain in the butt, and I'm gonna dirty that up and say they're a pain in the ass to recrown.
Okay.
To me, the so-called advantage is minimal.
We have not. Have you ever messed with that? I've not used them. We're experimenting with the cryo wire. I have high hopes for that. We'll see. You know, we've used regular nickel steel. We've used the stainless steel, and they all work. They all come with their own, set of tricks and tips and shit like that. But for the most part, I think just regular frets are the way to go. You know what I mean? What?
It's Gordon.
Oh, I think okay, that makes sense because yeah. Hi, Gordon. And I was kind of, when I left on Friday, I kind of left abruptly, so I didn't mean to do that. I like all those guys. I just needed to get the fuck out of there. Anyway, yeah, the old school tools still work. The old school frets still work fine. This is something that's come up a bunch, and it's like this notion that I have to have stainless steel frets because I can never, ever, ever have another guitar. I need to have a mil spec tier 1. I don't know what it is about, why you have to. Some things are made to be wear items, and strings and frets are some of those things.
So are panty liners.
Yes, so are panty.
You don't want to wear those forever.
Mm-hmm. No, that's exactly what I was thinking when we first started talking about frets. Was this mimics panty liners
almost perfectly.
Almost, yeah, point by point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some things are meant to be strings. You don't.
I don't know the answer to that. Maybe.
What did he say? What?
Aren't strings and frets on the outside made out of the same?
Some strings
stuff?
are, but they make stainless steel strings as well.
Yeah.
That are
they supposed to last forever?
But nickel, yeah, probably. Yeah. It's probably the same stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've seen there's some guys who just wrestle the fuck out of their strings and their frets go bad fast. And I guess like Eddie Van Halen is one of those guys. And now here's the thing. If Eddie Van Halen says you need stainless steel frets, how many people are going to go, oh man, I need stainless steel frets? I would too.
No, I wouldn't, but
but that's right. Lance is like, how many people play 200 gigs a year? I'm probably not Eddie Van Halen, but yeah. Not anymore, but yeah. So it's okay to have the traditional gear, and it's okay to have the new stuff too. Just pick what you like, and go with that, and buy the appropriate tools. Is there anything else, Mrs. Texas Toast?
No new questions.
Okay. Do we miss? How many people were joined us tonight? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe someone will let us know. Chris, you have anything else that you want to talk about? I mean, we're at an hour and 7 minutes. There are
61 people.
Excellent.
Watching. Cool.
Thanks for joining us.
17 likes
everyone.
and 1 dislike.
I wonder who that is.
It's always a dislike.
There's always at least 1 dislike.
Maybe it's who I bet you I know
who
first thought.
I bet you I know who that is, and I'll see you on the 12th, I guess. Oh, let's talk about this tool.
63.
Excelente.
This may be Texas Toast exclusive. I don't know where you got this idea.
It was sort of.
I'm sure you're not the first person to put 24 holes in a piece of wood.
No, but I might be the first person to do it on a piece of poplar with a piece of black poison wood.
With binding.
That fancy rounded over. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, shit. Hold on.
Wow. Now
don't yell at us.
You know what I did though with this tool? That I think is fairly slick. Is I put little dots that would indicate 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, yada yada yada. So that's a kind of a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also put, and everybody knows this because I've shown this tool before. I put a bottle opener on it because sometimes you have beers that you want to.
Everything needs a bottle opener.
Galil's have a bottle opener.
Even some guitars.
Especially some guitars.
You know, that's a funny thing that you should bring that up, because all Texas Toast guitars come standard with a bottle opener, but most of them that we make come with the bottle opener delete package.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Which means no bottle opener.
Yeah.
But we actually ask every single person, do you want a bottle opener on this guitar?
There's an upcharge for no bottle opener.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's an extra $10 to not get a bottle opener.
Exactly.
Is that like the "you suck" fee or something? Like,
no, it's just what it is. It's just, you know, everything. All our jigs have the markings for the bottle opener, and for us to not put a bottle opener in it,
which is peculiar because all the bottle openers are in a different spot on every guitar. We're all jigged up to do it.
Oh, you just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at 6:10. Unless there's any really pressing questions, we're gonna go get drunk at the Arvada Tavern.
Ooh, we might go by there. That would be fun.
So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thanks again, Andrew St. Pierre, for sending us to the Arvada Tavern. And guys, this is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars. Remember, we do the live podcast every Sunday at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Whether that's standard or daylight savings time, I don't really know. It's 5 o'clock where I am. How about that? And we don't know what the next podcast will be. So if you have any questions or comments about that, please let me know in the comment section below. I read every single comment. I try to even reply to every single comment, even the salty ones. We didn't get to any salty comments today. We forgot to do that.
We didn't, and man, we should definitely do that next time, because we have that shipping story that's really fun.
That was the bomb.
Yeah. That's really fun, and so it should be. Why is it so damn hot out? And the shipping story. That should just be the whole show.
Okay. So anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you disliked it, make sure to smash the fuck out of the dislike button, and we know who you are.
I'm going to use all 10 of my YouTube accounts and put thumbs down on all of them.
Sweet. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member. Even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you cool stuff like this. And if you want to help send us to NAMM, our GoFundMe page will be ready in the next couple days. So we're going to talk more about that too. We might even have a super special. No, we're not going to have a super special live podcast. We'll just do another one. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'm going to start making guitars.
He works out too.
Yes, I do. Not that you could tell. So thanks for watching, everybody. And this is, I don't even know where I'm like totally all over the place here. If you're so smart, build it yourself. Go help me out here, dude.
You build it yourself.
You build it yourself. Booger.
Yeah.
Weenie roller.
Weenie rolling. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Stu Mac.